Calling all fantasy readers to check out my recent author interview with YA and fantasy author DL Blackburne. In our author interview, we talk all about DL Blackburne's recent fantasy release called Sons of the Severn. If you're a fan of that medieval time period sprinkled with deceptions and dragons, then you definitely need to check out this clip in our author interview where he talks all about his book. Tell me about your recent fantasy release, Sons of the Severn, The Flower, Feather, and the Flame.
It was a book that I had thought about, I guess years ago, and I was always wanting to make it, but I was kind of in the middle of Office Pool and some other projects I was doing, and it was almost like this idea gnawing away in my brain. It wouldn't leave me alone until I let it out. So I was, as I'm doing other projects, I think I was finishing up the third Office Pool, the last one of the series. I think when I was in the last few chapters of Office Pool, I had came up with some new ideas, and I started to write a first few portions of Sons of the Severn, a lot of the portions of it, and I ended up putting a bow on Office Pool series, and then I was able to finally focus on that one. And it was a big departure from the young adult type of genre, going into like this fantasy one. And I want this one to be a little more reality based because Office Pool is a world of talking pens, and it's a very fanciful world. And this one I kind of wanted to ground it in realism. And I made it at a point that when yes, there's dragons and there's castles and stuff, but I wanted to separate this one from a lot of those books that are out there. When I was naming a dragon, right, I gave him characteristics that are like almost like dogs or any other animal. I tried to tamp down the mystique of them, and I put a limited flying radius on them, and that like the females when pregnant they could only breathe fire, so there's limitations to them.
Yeah.
And they had a short lifespan, so that they're not these uber mystical creatures, and that kind of had them where they could still stay below the humans, where the humans could still lord over them because they were a part of the story, not the actual story. I wanted the characters and the dynamics between the Severn provinces to take the forefront, to be center stage, and of the Severn provinces, the three daughters actually are front and center, and I think some of the reviews coming in, people are seeming to like it, which is all a writer could actually hope for. So I'm glad that they do like it.
Oh, that's sweet. Can you tell me a little bit more about the story, the summary of it?
The world is called the Severn, and then there's the provinces, and yeah, there are 7 of them. And the premise of it is you have the 3 daughters who are under their father's the ruler of the world, and he's aged out, and he's looking for succession to the throne. And now there's the Severn, the Veriscript law, which is a law of the book of the land, the law of the land. The king and queen, they have up to 3 chances to fulfill the throne. So if they actually have 2 daughters, they have up to a third time to get a son. And if they fail in having a son a third time, then the next house, if they have a son, they take the throne.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Yeah. So they had the most unfortunate of luck because the queen ended up having triplet girls.
Oh my gosh. All on the first try.
Yes. So now they had to find a way to kind of circumvent this snafu. And they ended up coming up with a law where they lived in a walled-in city, and they said, you know what? We're going to raise my sons and keep it as a secret. Now, to keep it as a secret, they had to get everybody aboard inside the city of Zevero. And a lot of these people, they were on board at first, but some who didn't really like the king, they thought they could use their knowledge of them not being real sons, leak out and sell it. But the right hand of the king devised a plan. He came to the king and said, you know, we need to have people who inside the city walls and at court that can make sure the word doesn't get out. So they came up with a group of people called the Reach that were able to go everywhere and follow these people no matter where they went. And for 16 years, they kept it a secret. And like any secret, it eventually gets out. And that's when other houses found out about this deception, and they make a run at the crown. Oh. And by this time, he had his daughters trained up very well. And his wife, I'm giving away the whole book, but there's more details to it. And his wife, she always wanted sons, and she felt that she wanted to give her husband some sons, and she struggled with that a bit. So there's a lot more to that, but that's the basic premise of it. It's going to be a trilogy series, so there's more that unfurls to it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it sounds so good. I love it. I love all the twists, and oh my gosh, it seems like such an exciting read.